This is Show After the Show. We are on the road in downtown Greenville, and we love the fact that we get you closer to people of the community that make this community so great. Ryan Duerk is one of them, a part of Hill Ministries, and I understand something is happening for you at the first of the year.
Right, I'm moving into the CEO role with Miracle Hill after Reed Lehman's 30 years with the organization.
11 years you've been involved with Miracle Hill.
That's correct. I started almost 11 and a half years ago working in our food warehouse and have had many roles throughout the organization, worked with overcomers, was a counselor, was a facility director, and now into the new CEO role.
So 11 years ago, you're walking into Miracle Hill. Did you ever think in your life you're going to be CEO and president one day?
Well, the story's better than that, Rob. I walked into Miracle Hill 16 years ago as a guest with a trash bag full of clothes and an addiction and needed help, and Miracle Hill was a friend to me when I needed one.
You are an overcomer yourself, so you understand what Miracle Hill is all about. What is your overcomer story?
So, I grew up in the upstate, and the Cliff Notes version is I turned to drugs and alcohol and burned all the bridges with my family and friends. And in 2003, kind of at the end of myself, I reached out for help and found myself at the front doors of the Greenville Rescue Mission.
What got you to that point?
A lot of bad decisions on my part, mostly some trauma in the family, and just a really long line of bad decisions throughout the upstate.
Family was a good family, right?
Correct. Grew up in Malden, went to Malden High School, had a loving home, and it was just really poor decision making on my part.
You went to Anderson University.
I did. Have an MBA from Anderson that I got 3 years ago.
3 years ago. So this is a part of your overcomer story. So it wasn't Anderson University before, it was after. What was the decision to go to Anderson University?
Right. So it started with a desire to get an education. When I got sober, I had a GED. And so I went back to school and got a degree in psychology. And as I looked at my career with Miracle Hill and what I wanted for my future, and especially the way that God had gifted me, with some wise counsel from Reed and others, I decided to pursue a master's in business, and Anderson was the university to go to.
You mentioned Reed, the CEO and president currently in 2019 right now. What is his role going to be when January gets here?
Right. So one of the things that I put in front of our board was I really didn't want to consider the job unless the board and Reed both agreed that for the next 18 months or so that he would continue to coach me. He has 30 years of education in his head, relationships, and knowledge about the ministry that we serve at. So I really wanted him to be part of my journey as I continued to move into this new role.
2020 gets here. What is your hope for Miracle Hill for the next 20, 30 years?
So I'm asked often, what is my vision for Miracle Hill? So as part of the senior leadership team for the past 3 years, I've helped to shape our current strategic orientation and our vision. You know, one of our mottos is, if you can't find a friend in the world, you can find one here. My goal is for us to continue to be the friend for those that need one here in the upstate, the homeless children, the homeless adults who come into our front doors and need help.
Some people think Miracle Hill, oh, that's the homeless ministry or that's the children ministry, but it's so much more.
Right. So we have 8 residential facilities in the upstate, 4 shelters, 2 addiction recovery programs, 2 residential children's facilities. We have foster care where we partner with a couple of hundred foster children. And then we have 8 thrift stores here in the upstate.
They're wonderful thrift stores, too. Everything about this ministry is absolutely amazing. Ryan Duerk, pray for him as he leads this into a new generation with Miracle Hill Ministries and what they're going to do for the next 20, 30 years. You want to know more about Miracle Hill Ministries? Just click on the link that's provided for you right here. We'll see you for another edition of Show After the Show real soon.